Welcome to Art. Today we're reading a book called City Shapes, and after that we're going to use watercolors and crayons to make a picture about shapes. So first we're listening, and then we'll need paper, crayons, markers, or watercolors, and you'll need something to trace. So it can be something that has a circle shape, or it can be something that has a line, right? Like a side of a box, or something that is a square shape. You get to choose. Maybe you have a triangle. City Shapes by Diana Murray, illustrated by Brian Collier. A pigeon takes flight through the bright cityscape, exploring the scenery shape after shape. The city is bursting with shapes of each kind, and if you look closely, who knows what you'll find. A truck rumbling by to deliver the mail, a silvery cart with hot pretzels for sale, and stacks of brown packages hauled up the stairs. You see the brown packages and the silvery cart with the pretzels for sale. Some shapes in the city are on-the-go squares, right? Hauled up the stairs rhymes with on-the-go squares. And look, all these squares from the subway tiles and all these squares. And she's looking out the window at the squares. A skyscraper covered in shimmering glass, a long metal bench near a green patch of grass, and a table with glittery scarves and gold bangles. You see the gold bangles and the scarves? Some shapes in the city are dazzling rectangles. The seaport with all of its flowing white sails, and there in the market the pointy fishtails, and colorful flags on a banner that dangles. I wonder what banner they're talking about. A banner that dangles. Ooh, dangle rhymes with triangle. Some shapes in the city are gleaming triangles. See the triangles? The sunglasses worn by a cop on his beat. The wheels of the taxis that zip down the street. And a manhole that leads to the pipes underground. Where's the manhole? Some shapes in the city are circles so round. Circle, 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 circle. At sunset, the city is softly aglow as chit-chatting crowds hustle bustle below, when off in the distance a melody hums. It's hard not to follow the sound of the drums. Where are we going to follow the drums? To the stage? The stage in the park where the instruments sing. Some ovals and some shapes in the city are ovals that swing. Look at these. And this is a big oval. And nearby, the kites seem to dance in the sky. Some shapes in the city are diamonds that fly. See the diamond-shaped kites? Bird-shaped. Remember we learned about bird shapes before? The sun fades away into hazy blue dark, and soon there's a twinkle, a glimmer, a spark, scattered up high above the buildings and cars. Some shapes in the city are faraway stars. The pigeon flies back through the night cityscape as city lights sparkle shape after shape, but her heart starts to ache for the shape she loves best, the shape that is home. There's the pigeon gonna fly back to the shape that is home. Her warm circle nest. Oh, the pigeon flies back to her warm circle nest, where the whirring and beeping of cars rushing by helps her fall fast asleep like a sweet lullaby. The end. Now for your art project. Today I'm going to work in a book. So because I don't have a lot of, here's my paper. All right, so today we're gonna work on tracing circle shapes. I'm gonna choose circle shapes because I like to trace circle shapes, but you choose your choice. And I am thinking about overlapping circles today. Maybe you want to do that. Maybe you want to make your shapes overlap. So think about a composition, right? An arrangement, an art plan that organizes your shapes in a way that's interesting to you. Maybe it makes something like that, something that you recognize, something that you know, like how the rectangles were windows, right? Or how the circles could be bubbles. But maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just is all about exploring the shapes just as they are, right? Circles or shapes as they are. And then pay attention to the overlap places. They're special because they make a new shape, right? Almost like here is like kind of a leaf shape. And get your water ready. So once you've used some crayon and spent some time tracing your shapes, I'll add a smaller circle shape. You think about your own composition, your own plan. Now I used orange and purple crayon, and now I'm going to use some watercolor. Remember, if you're going to use watercolor, if you don't have watercolor, use marker, right? If you have watercolor, remember, get your water ready from wherever you have your water. Get your brush wet. And what you have to do, you have to dip the brush in your color. Get the color on the brush real good. And then paint. And what I think is fun about using watercolor with crayon is you can see how it's called a resist. The crayon wax pushes the watercolor away. So it looks sort of sparkly. Let me see, I realize if I use all purple, then my purple crayon isn't so noticeable. I'm gonna try a little bit of blue. I really liked that page with the circle bubbles in the book. You can always stop the video and go back to any page you want and look at the different ideas that the illustrator was showing us about picture making, right? Of course, you have a lot of awesome picture making ideas in your own mind, but sometimes it's fun to look at other people's pictures too. I'm thinking about the sky when I paint this part. All right. Well, you get the idea here. I don't need to finish this work with you. Or what I could do is pause and then finish and come back to you. Sometimes when I use the watercolor, I like to use it very thin and then very thick So I get a lot of watercolor on my brush and then make it very, very like super pink in this case, right? Pink, pink, pink. And then other times I want to get just water on my paper and try out. Oh, so I remember I have water there, just water, and then I touch it and watch what happens. And the watercolor can spread out in the water and look kind of like a cloud. Ooh, I touched the purple, so it's spreading out in green. It's reminding me of a grassy spring color. This is for you to explore. You get to work. And I hope you enjoy. Thanks for being here. Have a good time making art.